There once lived a young man named Arif in a small village. He was only 22 years old, yet carelessness toward life had already become a part of his nature. Once, he used to study well, but for years he had been drowning in laziness and the habit of postponing everything. Arif's day always began late. Instead of waking up to the call of prayer at dawn, he would still be asleep. His mother would call out again and again, "Wake up, son, perform the Fajr prayer and start studying." But Arif would just yawn and reply, "Oh, Mom, there's still plenty of time. Let me sleep now, I'll do it later." That line, "I'll do it later," had become the main rule of his life. His friends were preparing for jobs. Some were starting businesses. But Arif would just sit scrolling on his phone, watching movies, chatting away. His father sometimes grew angry and said, "Time waits for no one, Arif. A day will come when everyone moves ahead, and you will remain stuck in the same place." But Arif paid no attention to those words. One day, news spread in the village. A large government job recruitment exam was to be held in the district town. The qualification needed wasn't high, only some preparation and dedication were required. All his friends applied. Arif too thought, "I will apply as well, but there's still a lot of time. I'll start preparing tomorrow." But that tomorrow never came. One day Facebook, the next day cricket, another day hanging out at the market. Time passed like this. Just 2 days before the exam, he finally opened his books. But it was too late. When he sat inside the exam hall, staring at the question paper, his head spun. On the day of the results, many boys from his village were selected, but Arif's name was missing. That night, lying in bed, he thought, "Maybe I was unlucky." But deep inside, he knew the truth. It was not fate's fault, but his own negligence and wasted time. Arif had heard of an old friend of his uncle who lived in the city, Kamal uncle. He was nearly 60, yet still young at heart and full of wisdom. Once very poor, Kamal uncle had become successful only through hard work and valuing his time. One afternoon, Arif suddenly decided to visit him. In the city, he found Kamal uncle sitting under a mango tree, reading a book. Arif greeted him. "Uncle, I am Arif." The old man smiled and said, "Yes, I know. Come, sit with me." For a moment, Arif stayed silent, then said, "Uncle, I feel like I can't do anything in life. All my friends are moving ahead, while I'm falling behind. I always keep delaying my tasks." Kamal uncle looked deeply at him, then softly said, "Son, your problem is not lack of ability. The problem is, you don't know the value of time. Let me tell you a story. Maybe you'll find your answer in it. Long ago, in the desert kingdom of Arabia, there lived a wise king. One day, while riding across the desert, he saw a young man sitting alone on the roadside, hopeless and broken. His clothes were torn, his eyes filled with despair. The king asked, "Why are you sitting here all alone?" The young man sighed. "Sir, I have tried many times to do something, but fate never gave me a chance." The king smiled faintly and said, "Do you truly want a chance?" The young man replied in surprise, "Of course I do." The king took out a golden key from his pocket. "This key will open the treasure door of my palace. If you reach there and use it before sunset today, all the treasure, gold, silver, and diamonds, will be yours. But once the sun sets, the door will close forever." Happiness lit up the young man's eyes. He thanked the king and ran home, thinking he would first inform his family and then go together. When he told his wife, she said, "Don't waste time, go now." But the young man replied, "No, let me eat first, there's still time." After eating, he felt sleepy. "Let me rest a little," he thought. But his short nap turned into hours. When he awoke, the sun was blazing. On his way, he sat under a date tree again and fell asleep. When he woke up, the sun was already setting. He ran toward the palace, but just as he arrived, the gates closed. The king stood there and said, I gave you a chance, but you wasted it. Now, only regret remains in your life. Kamal uncle looked at Arif and said, "Son, that young man had the key, but he never valued time. You too have a golden key. The key of youth, strength, and opportunity. If you waste it, only regret will remain." Arif sat silently, as if someone had revealed the truth hidden inside his heart. Tears welled up in his eyes. Slowly he said, "Uncle, I want to change, and I will start now." From that day, Arif's life took a new turn. He began waking early, performing his prayers, fixing his study hours, and sticking to his plans. He reduced wasting time on his phone, stopped unnecessary chatting, and focused on self-growth. The first weeks were very hard, but slowly he felt his inner strength rise. The joy of completing tasks gave him more encouragement. 1 year later, the same government exam came again. But this time, Arif prepared with full dedication, valuing every moment. On the day the results were declared, joy spread through the village. Arif's name stood proudly at the very top of the list. Friends, Arif's story teaches us that time is life's greatest treasure. Once gone, it never returns. Right now, maybe the golden key of life is in your hands too. Don't waste it. Start today, whether in study, work, or fulfilling your dreams. If you liked this story, give it a like and share it with your friends so they too can learn the value of time. And if you want to hear more such inspirational stories daily, then subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.